First off, rest in peace, neighborhood nip. I ain't crip, but I'm on that neighborhood shoot. Building business, it's that black owned. If you hustle, better hustle till your pack gone. If you work, better work till your back hurt. And if you rap, make it better than your last verse. Yeah, more lyrics. Stick and move, Javante.
AJ, El Presidente, Eddie Kane University. Hill gon' heal, regardless. You, Buchanan, Bethel High School, by way of 3-Man Weave, LLC.
Michelle, producer, Faith Overseer.
You can catch this wave from the Marlins to the Mariners. Doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-Man Weave.
What's good, everybody? You already know what it is. You got your 3 favorite bros back together once again. It's a brand new episode 197. Your favorite pod. I mean, let's get it, man. It's your boy Buchanan. I got both my bros with me. Who I got?
You already know who it is. Your boy Hill. And Hill gonna heal regardless, baby. Let's get it.
And you already know what it is. You got your AJ, Mr. Goddamn. If don't nobody feel you, Ben Affleck, your boy AJ feel you, dog. Your boy AJ feel you.
Oh man, getting your old thing back and realizing why she was your old thing. If that ain't that's top 5.
Boy, that's that feeling like, God damn, I see why. You annoying as hell. Like, and the frustration is like, regardless of what you do, it's always gonna come back on you. Oh, why you got an attitude? What do you mean? You've had an attitude for an hour and 30 minutes. So now, of course, I got an attitude because you got an attitude and fuck my whole day up. So yeah, I got an attitude. Can't never have no fun. Always gotta ruin some shit. Always, man.
I tell my wife all the time, like, yo, you got to work on your mood. Your mood is draining to my mood. Like it's reflective. Like, you got to fix it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if it don't even be your fault, like, I feel why you sad or mad or whatever. But like,
check that shit at the door.
No, I'm saying,
right. Hey, so I've attributed this a lot to like how like we get our life lessons, because that's why, like, even if you don't necessarily care about, your sports and it's not a big thing in your family, if you have a boy, it's like, it's best to put them in sports because it teaches you how to handle a lot of adverse situations and maintain your mental state in adverse situations, while also not allowing it to affect other areas of what's going on. Especially like for me, one of my baseball coaches used to always tell me, hey, it's a game of failure. If you fail 70% of the time, you have a chance to be a Hall of Famer. So you're going to fail exponentially more than you are going to succeed. But if you worry about those failures over and over and over, that's going to start bleeding into the times when you do have the success. And then when you have the opportunity to have success, it might hurt your chances for that. So it taught me to be like, hey, every single thing is singular. And every instance, yes, it's natural, it's human nature, where some shit gonna start to bleed over. But you gotta take a moment, stop and pause and be like, hey, I'm wilding right now, and this is not your fault.
Is he still coaching?
I really want to check and see if he's still alive. Because my guy was he was old with, like, it was our old pitching coach, Jack Harbinger. Jack Harbinger was one of the funniest dudes ever. And one of the things that he would do is if, like, he caught us, like, if we made an error and we had our back turned, he would come and he would knee us in the leg. And the reason why that sound like, it don't sound like a big deal to you, but it was something that got your ass right, because he'd knee us in the leg and say, put your ass in the dirt so you don't make an error. But you would feel it because when he was 22, he got into a motorcycle accident. He got T-boned by a car and it shattered his leg. So he had like 18 inches of steel rod in his leg. So when he would hit you with that motherfucker, oh, you felt it. So So it was like, you know, Jack.
Go
That
ahead,
was
look
Jack.
it up, man.
Jack was my guy, man. He taught me a lot of good things. And when he would say that, like he'd always be like, he would just yell it because he would see, like, if I struck out and he see me running to the outfield, he'd be like, "Yo, turn the page." And it was just like, all right, cool. Turn the page, and we starting over. It's new. So women, learn to turn the page. God damn it.
About damn time, fellas, starting to think y'all broke up like a '90s R&B group. We done told you we like the locks, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It don't matter where we at. We still together.
You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? We may do a solo album here and there. You know what I'm saying? Collab album with somebody else over here and there. But at the end of the day, we coming back where home is home, baby.
You know what I'm
You know
saying?
what I'm saying?
Facts.
I'm outside.
We ain't gonna mess with you, Miss K. We gonna mess with you, Miss K. Let's get to it. We had I didn't need the transition. That was a bad transition. Oh man, we had some the All NBA teams have been announced. The rookie team was legit. No quarrels there. All defensive teams. AD not being on not one team is egregious. We'll say that to say the least. Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, why was he penalized the most from missing games?
Wow, who was penalized the most for missing games?
Anthony Davis. Not one team. I understand not the first team. Not second or third.
He missed a lot of games, man.
He missed a lot of games.
And this is the thing, like when I look at the people on the team, like on the first team is Joel Embiid is where he would be. So it's like I'm not mad at that.
No. I was specifically before we got to this the All NBA team. I said all the other teams really wasn't much to discuss, other than the defensive teams. And I'm saying AD not being on none of the defensive teams.
Okay,
was a problem. Like, I don't give a damn.
Yeah,
how many games he missed.
Like, I'm with you on that. Then
now let's get to the All NBA teams, and let's discuss that. Any issues here?
I really don't have issues with it, man. But y'all know how I feel about lists, man. I don't really look too much into it. Like, you can come up with these lists. That doesn't mean any player that really put in work that didn't make the list is not official. Doesn't mean that these people that made the list are not official, man. At the end of the day, what really matters to me as a fan of the game is when I'm watching, can these people deliver when it matters the most? And so it's like, these lists are cool, but ultimately the players that are still playing right now, to me, those are the most players that are important, and most of them are on these lists. But there are people who are not, like Donovan Mitchell's not. We got Dame Lillard's not, so Luka's not. So it's like there's players who are not. But to me, it's all about, are you still playing right now? But I don't really have no issue with the list because these are regular season awards, and all of these players did cook up regular season.
I can't allow you to canon that one right there. I everything you said was definitely was right, because your opinion and your perspective. These players' salaries are very tied to this. Yeah. So they have to get this right. Like, what I'm saying, they have to get these right. They have to take this into important consideration, and they can't really have mishap. Every list is going to be a snub.
But who do you feel like is missing?
Donovan Mitchell is missing.
From the first team?
No, he's missing from, I will say, third team.
He's on the second team.
He's on the second team?
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I ain't got no problem with these lists.
You know what pissed me off? Because he was mad. That's what threw me off.
Because he want to be first.
First team.
Yeah.
And the first team was probably tied to his money, right?
No.
You just gotta make a team.
You just gotta make a team.
Yeah. And bro,
he got to shut up.
People. This is why. Go back, because you gotta let me canon this, right? Let's look at it, bro.
I'm gonna let you canon it. Then I'm about to heal his ass in a little bit. Then we're gonna let AJ go. He pissed me off with that. I'm gonna let you know right
but
now.
when you just look at it, right? This is a regular season award. Like, First team, we got Jason Tatum, we got Shea, we got Joel, we got Luka, and we got Giannis. I can't say none of those people don't deserve it. Are there some people that probably feel like they got snubbed? Yes. That's life, bro. But it's tight. Yeah, like who's to say like you just missed it? Like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't always win. So I think that these people who made it deserve it. Donovan Mitchell, I think you're right where you're supposed to be, bro. Like, you may not, of course, you don't feel like that, Donovan Mitchell. Everybody wants to think highly of themselves. So it's like I'm not mad at him for thinking that he should be first team. You feel me?
He has an argument.
He got an argument
when it comes to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, or even Luka, or even Luka. He has an argument.
Bro, these people were cooking, especially Luka pre-Kyrie.
They was definitely cooking. I'm not saying the list is wrong. What pissed me off, because he threw me off, because he said, he was disappointed. And I'm like, okay, bro, you made the team. He had me thinking he won't on no team.
And he still, with second team, you still get a super max, right?
Yeah, like you said, all you gotta do is make a
team.
Yeah, come on now, because Jaylen Brown is now eligible for 295, so you should be eligible for somewhere around there, Donovan. What more do you want? Like,
yeah, I'm trying to think.
I didn't hear Donovan Mitchell put out a tweet how he was disappointed about his playoff performance, though.
See,
that's why. What did I say? What's most important to Cannon is what? The people who are still playing right now. So,
and that's my thing, AJ. I think they do a disservice when they announce these teams.
So late into the postseason,
100%.
Like, there's no reason why these teams shouldn't be announced during the play-in.
Why not?
What I'm saying?
Why not?
Or at least the first 2-3 games of the first round.
First round. Come on, what took so long?
Because part of my rehearsed speech that I had for Donovan Mitchell is the fact that you mad that you didn't make the first team is the fact that you was a first round exit. So now it look like it's justified by you not making it.
Or maybe do you think they use it? You think they use that first round?
It's combination whenever they vote. I don't know when they vote or when they stop
even if
voting.
they tell you not to, it's almost as a human.
It's like, I got to knock you down some just off the
You've
strip.
seen it. Like, I can't erase what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
They should do it, and that proves the point that they should definitely do it.
It's a regular.
Before the first round is over.
It's a regular season award. Like you said, we should know at least majority of the awards by the play-in. Right by the play-in, we should be getting all the awards right then and there. Like you said, first round, that's when all NBA teams should drop. And like I said, we should have known the MVP. At this point, it don't take y'all weeks to know, or weeks to announce it. And it's already know when it's a regular season award.
And our guy Rose says that everyone on the second team is still playing except for Donovan Mitchell. But there are multiple people on the first team who are out. So that goes to my point is like, bro, these lists are just lists. Like, yes, for the NBA purposes, they are directly tied to what people can make for their future income. So it is very important. But from a fan standpoint, it's like, bro, to me, these lists don't take away from people who didn't make it in my eyes, because I don't need someone to tell me who's the best. Like, I watch the game for myself and I can tell you who's a baller and who's not. So it's like,
I do have a question before we move on. So let me add this. Let me see if we got.
And I know why you missed Donovan Mitchell, Hill, because that graphic was so damn small. That's why.
That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. Threw me all off. I barely can see that shit.
Production, man. We're gonna take your application for that, bro. My spot's sealed up, bro.
So I have a question. Like, when it comes to the third team, and I'm gonna look directly at the third team, I'm gonna go back. We got De'Aaron Fox.
Mm-hmm.
We got LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
We got Damian Lillard.
Mm-hmm.
Julius Randle.
Mm-hmm.
And Sabonis.
Yeah.
Go again. I love Bron to death. How Bron make it?
Definitely. He missed a lot of games. I definitely could put either Book or Anthony Edwards up there in place of Bron. But what I won't do is Kate for Bam, because I've watched Bam closely this year and last year in the playoffs, and bro, he be taking plays off. So it's like I see how he missed it.
I'm not caping for Bam. Okay, you could probably make an argument. Him and Sabonis. I do believe
I
Sabonis
like
had a better
Sabonis
year.
making that third team.
I think he had a better year than Bam this year. So I'm not about to cape for Bam, but when it comes to Bron making it, it's like
I'm with you on Bron.
It's like I feel that
these
Anthony
two could have easily been in there for real. Book been healthy.
Brook missed some games, but I think Bron missed more games.
Book been healthy.
But like you said, when it comes to Anthony Edwards,
Book played 53 games. Bron played 55.
Oh damn!
Oh, we splitting hairs.
Not okay. If we're splitting hairs,
that's why. And see, that's why.
Okay, hold on. Wait.
Keep a resident Suns person on staff.
If we splitting hairs, Bron, like just the pure counting stats, splitting hairs. Bron finished
that up that quick.
Bron finished with 29, 8, and 6, almost 7 assists. Book finished with 27, 4, and 5.
All right, well, pull up Anthony Edwards. How many games he played then?
Oh, Anthony Edwards didn't miss. Anthony Edwards played 79 games, bro. He played 79 games, but he had 24, 5, almost 6 rebounds and 4 assists a game. So he played more games, but Bron's numbers are still.
Bron earned it.
Man. And so like when we were preparing for this question, I checked and I was like, before I say, who got snubbed, I can't when it's only 15 spots, yo.
It's only 15. It ain't.
And just like when we talk about top 5 quarterbacks or top 5 receivers, bro, just because you number 6 doesn't mean we saying you shitty. What we saying is, hey, bro, just right now, like when we said it, hey, we splitting hairs, but sometimes people have different criteria, and you get these votes, and it's just like, there you go.
But when it came to the points, right?
Yeah.
Them missing games actually was a benefit.
You said what now?
When it came to the points, only the point, because of course the rebounding. Maybe Anthony Edwards and Book probably in the same book, assists the same. They probably in the same ballpark. We know rebounding and assists, Bron is leap years ahead of them. We get that. I'm only talking about points though. Specifically.
Boy, fight back! God damn it, fight back!
And I had it the first time, and I kept going like good. But anyway, when it comes to points, Anthony Edwards played 20 more games, than both of them. But it helped
statistician this for you. The more games you play, the more likely your average will be less. You see what I'm saying?
You see, you prove my point.
That's his point.
Yeah. So it's like he shouldn't be dinged as much for his point average being lower than those. Can I rebut that? We can make an argument for him, but we're still splitting hairs because it's all around. Right. Let me just finish this. And Bron he has those other assets that you talked about. Doesn't matter if we're just talking about points. This is making first, second, or third team is an all around award.
Yeah. So, but what I will also say, the more opportunity, the more games that you play, more opportunity is, for you to have those games where you're, it's going to bring your average down. But also, you can say that in reverse, because if you have a low scoring average and you don't have many opportunities to bring it up, that also can hold true as well, because you don't have as many opportunities to, really put high level numbers in the bucket as well. So, we can't, we splitting hairs there. But to me, it's just even that, that's a large difference. But right now, it's not a requirement.
Yeah, and that's true. And for example, and if we're going to have a tiebreaker, we know Bron is going to win the tiebreaker. You know what I'm saying? It's an accomplishment for him to still be being on NBA teams at this part of his career. At this point, like you said, him still averaging 29. It's been year 20.
You said what now? Repeat
You said
that.
year 29. Damn.
No,
No,
him
no,
average,
what you
I mean,
said.
him average is 29.
But you said before that, him still just making like all NBA teams is
That's an accomplishment
no hell yeah, bro.
in itself. So I mean, I feel the voters if they didn't want to rob him from this moment for just saying that, hey, he's still making all NBA teams. So I get it. You know, I get it.
And I will say this to their point and to yours. When I watch Bron as a fan, it's like as a fans and people who watch basketball, we want points first. And so it's like Bron points have been a little bit lower. So even I'll be like, come on, Bron, come on, Bron. But then when you see how he directed Anthony Davis to that steal at the end of the game and just calling out the screens before they even happen, you're like, bro, it's really more that you can bring to a basketball game than points, man. He truly is a coach on the floor, and so it's like you can't rob him of that because, like we said, this is an all-around award. So I do respect the fact that they don't want to rob him of the fact that he's still making these teams at this late in his career
it's not even necessarily the fact that they're trying to rob, like kind of doing that as like a thank you, because it's not like he doesn't have the numbers to be there.
I'm about to say you just highlight the numbers.
He has the numbers to be there, and so this isn't just a legacy gift to him. No, he put in the work. But the thing about it, why people look at it that way, is because of the standard that they hold Bron to. It's crazy that Bron's numbers aren't that far off what they used to be, but the numbers versus how
measured by him, so it's hard.
But the numbers versus how he can actually impact the game now is different. At one point in time, Bron would just be able to do these numbers, but the impact would look a little bit different because he'd be able to go on the defensive side of the floor, do those things too, come back on the offensive side and make an impact and just be like, hey, we're down 6. I'm about to score the next 10 for us. He can't do that now, but he can still put guys in the same positions, like put people in positions that he used to, assist, but just physically as far as scoring and scoring in meaningful moments. I'm not saying all points don't matter, but sometimes the meaningful moments,
they do.
Right. But the meaningful moments is just like, all right, I'm going to take over right now. And everyone just follows suit. He kind of can't do that now. It's more of like, hey, let's just do everything in the flow of the game. And so that's what I think is a little bit different. And so people look at it a little bit different when it comes to Bron.
Well, we need to come to, and I'm glad I wanted to say this pull this up after what Cannon said, but it looks like this is a positive bias moment right here from Jarvis Cannon. And like you said, it's nothing wrong with being biased. This is his guy. This is his team. He said Harden is his snub. Led the league in assists and had 21 points a game with 6 rebounds. Leading the league in assists is an accomplishment. Like I said, that's nothing to minimize. But quote me if I'm correct, he didn't make the All-Star team, right? He was a snub from the All-Star team too, right?
I believe so. Yeah, he didn't make the All-Star team this year.
For some reason, I feel that may be a requirement. Like, did everybody make the All-Star team on?
And I get that this is your guy. Let me say this, Jarvis. You, as him being your guy, you definitely have a right to feel like as your snub, because rightfully so. But remember that this is a regular season award. So what we've seen from Harden this playoffs, he stepped it up a whole nother level. Regular season, he was with Brooklyn some of the time. So let's not forget.
This year he was there. Was in Philly all
he
year.
was there the whole year. He was there the whole year.
Yeah.
All right. So my fault. But even still, when he got to Philly, he sacrificed his game for who? Joel Embiid. That's how he got the MVP this year. So it's like we haven't really seen Harden dominating all sides of the ball until Joel got hurt. And yes, he still continued to do it since he got back, but he sacrificed his game during the regular season. So it's like I could see how it's been exactly what y'all have needed in Philly to get with to make y'all process happen. But sometimes to win the championship, you have to sacrifice individual acknowledgement. And so it's a championship is a team accolade, and I feel like that's what y'all are going for. That's the most important thing for y'all. So it's like I don't think Harden cares about making the team. Plus, he already done secured the bag.
Can I play devil's advocate right here?
Go ahead.
Good.
So he led the league in assists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he had 21 points. We was praising De'Aaron Fox for having a great year. He had 20. He averaged 25 points. He averaged 4 assists, 6 rebounds. He averaged the same amount of rebounds as Harden, 4 more points, but Harden led the league in assists. You can make a case for Harden taking his spot.
You can
make a case for Harden taking Anthony Edwards' spot.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards didn't make it.
Oh yeah, you're right. My bad.
Well, Bron's spot.
Or Bron's spot.
Yeah, so it's like you can make a case, but
or Dame's spot.
And that's why I said Jarvis.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Dame, like say what you want. Dame still put up some numbers.
No, Dame numbers is crazy.
Dame had like Dame averaged like 30 something.
His numbers crazy.
So Dame was 32, 5 and 7.
Yeah, I wowed out there.
But the point of the matter is when we
I tried my best, Jarvis.
Keep Dame.
When we come down to the players we talked about, like Fox and Bron, and putting Harden in, we're still just splitting hairs. So it's like, as much as you want him in, if he got in, Jarvis, I'm not mad. You see what I'm saying? But the fact that Bron got in, I'm not mad. The fact that Fox got in, I'm not mad. I feel like everybody who made it in deserved to be in. So it's like anybody that got snubbed, it's unfortunate, but I'm not mad that you got snubbed. Got to do a little bit more, man. And I don't think Harden even cares, bro. Like, I think he really wanted Joel to get the MVP more than anything, bro. And I feel like that was a goal that they wanted to achieve. They got that done, and now they trying to go for the chip.
When has the league leader in assists not been on those teams? I'm pretty sure it happened before.
I'm pretty sure, bro.
Yeah, that's an AJ question. AJ Google different from mine.
Hold on, I'm about to see.
All right, Jarvis.
Keep going.
I'm about to say, he said Jalen Brunson. Everybody can't make it, Jarvis.
You know? But that's my point. Like,
I do like Jalen Brunson. That goes to what I said.
But
you can watch the game as a fan. These lists don't matter to who you think is out there flat out cooking. You feel me?
No, but this is my thing. Now, this is always the flip side that I ask in the group all the time. If you have a problem with somebody,
Rod Strickland never made an All NBA,
and he used to drop dimes for the bullets.
Rod Strickland in the '98 season, he led the league in assists with 10 a game. He went 17, 10, and 5 that season.
Your Google was different.
I told you.
That's a chat beat. You chat.
He never made, and he also never made an All-Star game.
See what I'm saying?
Hey, Rod Strickland never made it. And you know what? We can attribute Rod Strickland for the player that Kyrie is.
Absolutely.
And Kyrie has said that, bro. Rod Strickland was one of my favorite players. That y'all know, like, even though I was a Jordan fan, like, because I'm a Washington fan, so it's like the Bullets were really they were like my team. And I went to a lot of games as a kid, like me and my pops at USA Arena, man. Even the Juwan Howard, Chris Webber, and a lot of Rod Strickland games, man. And Rod Strickland was one of the best ball handlers ever, man. So it's like, and he was a two-way guard, man. So it's like, that's what I came up on. And he one of the reasons why I don't give a damn about lists, because he always got snubbed when I was coming up. But when I went to school and on the lunch tables and the cafeteria, I was always going to caping for Rod Strickland, bro. And bro, elite.
Well, before we move on, for Jarvis, this is directly to you. For the people that you wanted, that you claimed was snub, who are you replacing them with? That's all I wanted to ask you.
It's got to be Bron and Fox.
But that's my point. But just because you saying, oh, he led the league in assists, you could say, hey, but Bron did more. You know what I mean?
It's not
our Fox. He did this for his team. Our Fox was, this as far on the defensive end. That like. So once again, when we get down to this point, we splitting hairs. So
he said.
But
Okay.
it's more so. It's always that's always a question I always ask people.
Yeah,
when
who
it
you
comes
who
to
you replacing
Snubs
them with?
or who would have won this? And okay, who are you replacing this person
And you
with?
know what's funny here? Because when I do stats, right, and people sometimes they'll come, like it's very rarely, but because my stats is elite, but they'll come and they'll be like, bro, I had 10, and it's always close when they about to get a double-double or a triple-double. Something they'll be like, bro, I had 10 boards, or I had 11 boards. And my number one question is be like, go find somebody on your team that's willing to give one of theirs away. Because what I can't do is submit just a random rebound to the NCAA. I'm going to get fined. Every rebound has to be attached to a missed field goal. So it's like, I can't just give you a board. If I give you the board, I have to take it away from one of your teammates. And that might take away from one of their double-doubles or triple-doubles. So it's like, it is what it is.
That's why I do my own stats when I play.
Keep it in your head.
Yep, I call my stats.
All players do, but here's the thing: sometimes players don't know what a board is. So a lot. You remember when Dennis Rodman used to do all the time, like tip a pass, right, and then somebody else will get it. Let's say that Luke Longley ended up with it. That's a Dennis Rodman rebound. But as a player, they think that that's their rebound all the time because they gained possession of it. It was a loose ball. But a controlled tip goes to the rebound first in statistician terms. So
talk to him.
And a lot of players don't really know the rules, especially when it comes to assists. Boy, they be asking for assists all crazy. I'm like, get out of here.
Dude did 10 dribbles after you just asked him the ball. He told so just because you don't mean
but to your point though, you can't have a lot of dribbles in an assist, bro. If I give it to AJ right after Hill makes a shot and I give it to AJ and AJ dribbles directly down, no one stops the ball, but he dribbles 10 times and lays it up, that's a dime. Nobody stops him. It's if AJ got to stop and do multiple moves. You feel what I'm saying?
AJ doing multiple moves.
Hold on now.
Once he do multiple moves, he's creating for himself. Me as a statistician, I always try to give people one move. So I will give you a euro. I'm not going, if I pass it to you and you euro, I'm not going to take that assist away. You feel me? That's still, you led to them getting directly to the basket. So, but if you euro.
Yeah, I don't need that move. I'm like Clyde Drexler. Right
that's
hand, all I need. Right hand is all I need.
Oh man. So man, while we still on the NBA topic, we still got the playoffs going on, and definitely I don't know about y'all, but I've been entertained.
It's been a hell of a playoffs, man.
It's been stressful, but
it's definitely stressful.
Oh, I mean,
but when my team plays, I'm stressed. But whenever everybody else team play, I just been enjoying the hell out of it, man.
So we got tonight. We got the Sixers and the Celtics. It's a possible elimination game. Let's talk about it.
Hey, man. I think Philly gonna walk away with it tonight. I really do.
Okay.
And it's sad because I feel like preseason I wouldn't have said this. On paper, I feel like Boston is the better team, but I feel like the process of Philly, they have trusted it. And it's funny because we have knocked them for years for saying like trust the process. But one of my philosophies and the staple that I always say is develop your players. And that's comes with trusting the process. So I think we're seeing the fruition of that. Not saying that Boston hasn't had that same type of blueprint because they also have kept their players and developed their players. But I just feel like
trust the process. Kyrie fucked it all up.
Mate, but see, he's an anomaly. We'll get into that. But I truly think that Philly, they truly have stuck to the process, right? And I feel like they just been gritty, man. I really like Maxey. You feel what I'm saying? Harden to me is like people keep saying like, oh, and they want us to talk about this, so I'm gonna talk about
it.
So
let me talk. I'll go ahead, keep going.
They want to say that Harden has not showed up in the playoffs. Like to me, I take when we talk about Harden not showing up in the playoffs, that's OKC Harden to me. Like in Houston, he did show up in the playoffs. He just that the teams weren't complete. You know what I'm saying? Houston never had everything that they needed to make a true legitimate. They never had defense. So it's like they were an incomplete team. So it's like they did as most of they could do. I don't think that was hard and not showing up.
But in Houston, he had some historical whole games.
Absolutely, that's what I was about to get to.
But when it mattered and not showing up, so it's like you're gonna have whole games, especially if you can't rely on other people around you and you got to do everything all the time. So it's like,
but when you consider one of them was, that's not acceptable.
I mean,
in closed-out games,
it wasn't. I'm not saying that it was acceptable, but you have to put it in a vacuum and look at who he was going up against. He was going up against better teams. Like better teams beat them. So now, if I look back and I say like Houston had the better team, but you lost, then I could say that you were a playoff failure. Like when I look back at OKC, sometimes they had better teams and Harden disappeared on them, which led to them losing. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like we've been saying for years this Harden. I could have predicted that Harden was gonna, when they said Embiid wasn't gonna play, I said, watch we get an MVP Harden in some of my little group chat. And boom, MVP Harden showed up. He's the type of player that can give you what you need. And I like that about him. And that's why I like them tonight, back to my original point, over the Sixers. Even though I'm a diehard Jason Tatum fan, but Tatum he's been a little passive for me in the playoffs. And it's bothering me a little bit. Like I watched the game, I'm like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like when Jalen gets it's like he's aggressive, automatically attack. He knows his strength, he wants to get to that. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Tatum is allowing people to say, like, oh, we're gonna play you this way, and you're just accepting that. Like, I hate when people accept how people are gonna play you. Like, no, if you have a strength, dominate with your strength. Get to that, use that.
Nah, so I'm going through it. Hey, Harden had some bad games, and I'm even gonna get out of these like OKC games because these is kind of nasty, but like
the OKC ones is nasty, bro.
The OKC ones is nasty, but it's like some of these Houston games, and it's just like you said, Cannon, when they needed them, like they was going up against better teams and stuff like that, but it is kind of unacceptable. Like, and
but look who he got though. Like those Houston teams were not teams that would have beat those teams that they lost to.
But here's my but that's what I'm saying, Ken. I'm not saying is it a team that we expect you to win, like beat them, but you can't be the one that come out here and lay an egg, bro. Playoffs, like y'all made it to the Western Conference Finals for a reason. Exactly. So you can't be the reason why, like.
And in the playoffs, right, we can game plan more for you. So if you're the number one scorer, we can say take Harden away, make the rest of the Houston people beat us.
Well, 14 points, come on, man. That's unacceptable.
So it's like he's going up against a team where their whole game plan is to stop him. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like
14 points.
Capella or Chris Paul. This is the Chris that Chris Paul was more of a disappointment than Harden to me.
But what you just said, though, you just said about Tatum, your strength. Don't let people dictate what you're doing. You just said that about Tatum.
Yeah, and I felt like Harden was doing his strength, but he wasn't. His strength at that time was what? That get to the foul line with that. They weren't calling that for him. So it's like, it is what it is, man. You live with the foul, you die with the foul, and that was a part of his game. But
let's stay on team for team. Let's stay on the Celtics aspect, because when you brought up Tatum's passiveness, it bothers me because it's like, oh, bro, like I'm not asking you to be Kobe. Like I'm not asking.
Keep bringing it up.
It's like if he, it's like, for example, it's like he's your favorite player.
Should have never sent that text. Never showed us that text.
Yeah, that was bad.
But you never showed us that.
It was more than just text.
You do a lot for like Kobe. Like Kobe is your favorite player, so you should be like, I should be seeing some type of Kobe. Like Kobe wouldn't be going out as passive as you going out like this. You know what I'm saying? Like
Kobe gonna say, we ball.
Elimination game. You know how many shots Kobe putting it up. You know what I'm saying?
I may not put up 70 points, but I'm gonna put up 70 shots.
And if they lose, what they gonna say? I mean, he shot him up. You know what they gonna say, but at least you saying that I went out aggressive. What I ain't gonna do is like, oh man, I left some shots out there.
Going out like Cleo, not Denzel.
No, we're not going out like that. That's what bothers me. But it's like, okay, I get it. You're not Kobe. I understand you're your own man. But it's like, he's your favorite player. Like, when you gonna bring that out of you sometimes? Like, at some point. I believe that they're gonna win tonight just cause like we've seen it yesterday. The elimination games, it seemed like we've seen the teams just show up like.
Speaking of, I believe Kobe said this: the hardest team to beat is a team facing elimination, right?
Yeah, man.
So
they backs against the wall. They ain't got nothing to lose.
Go ahead.
Can I ask y'all a question real quick? Because I feel like last year we would have gotten a different answer because of just the trajectory this person was on. But if you were starting the team, a franchise from scratch, who you picking first? Well, it's only two. Who you gonna pick? Jason Tatum or Devin Booker?
I'm going Book.
Yeah, I'm going Book.
I've always been Book.
Yeah, I think it was.
I've always said that now.
But because see, I don't know because I feel like
Book.
Because last year I think that like a lot of people would have like had a different tone because of where they felt the trajectory of Jason Tatum was. But and I'm with you, I always would have been Book, but I just always think that Tatum has always had a better team too.
I think amongst us, it would have always been Book. But if we pose this question to the group, it may be split,
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to ask that question here because now that's something that's going to be in the group because I want to get everybody's thoughts, especially with how we see the performances in the playoffs kind of going in separate ways.
Did y'all post this one? If Kobe was alive, he'd tell Tatum to stop being light skinned.
I mean, he told Jordan Clarkson that. So,
oh man.
So somebody need to tell Joe Mazzulla to stop.
Because I think that's the problem with
the Celtics.
I normally would go with the coach.
That's the funny thing.
I normally would go with the coaching aspect or something, but it's like he's not doing nothing different than what we've seen Ime do. Like the team is fairly the same, the rotation is fairly the same, everything is primarily the same. You upgraded your backup point guard with Brogdon. Like you said, you have everything pretty much the same. He left the blueprint. All you gotta do is follow it, right? And it's like, okay, what is the issue? It has to be a player issue. Like
that's my thing. That's my thing.
It has to be a player issue. Like I'm not about to just go on the coach. I'm not gonna blame him. It just
no offense, bro. No offense.
You see me? We watching the game too.
We all here. Goddammit. We all here, bro. Don't worry, you ain't alone.
Yeah, but it's just the fact that so what? If let's play hypothetical.
Respect, Jarvis. He do come with dark skin energy. Respect. He do though. If we needed Jarvis to pull up with us, he pulling up, bro.
I mean, yeah, I'm definitely calling. Yeah, if that's the case,
he's definitely pulling up with dark skin energy. I could tell you that.
Yeah, I vouch for that.
Anybody that's a Philly fan probably pulling up with dark skin energy.
You really just can't be. You can't. It's like a prerequisite.
It's a prerequisite, bro. As much as, especially as before the process. Oh my gosh.
Hypothetically, let's go hypothetical because the results is going to be the results. Let's say Boston loses. Where do they go from here? Like, what should they do?
Man, if they lose, I believe that they got to move one. They got to move Tatum or Brown. They have to pick which one they want, and they have to build a team around them, and then they have to bring in a better supporting cast. And they gotta free the other guy. You feel what I'm saying?
Free the guy.
Because one of them feel handcuffed. It's almost like Jaylen Brown is shooting 50% from field right now, but he's not getting a lot of shots because the offense is built around Tatum. If I'm Jaylen Brown, I kind of feel handcuffed. And you don't want to be that guy that just chuck it. Like you don't want to be Jordan Poole. You feel what I'm saying? So it's let
me jump in next here because
I see you thinking.
No, go ahead, Ken. I didn't want to interrupt.
That was my point. Go ahead.
Because I see Ken. I see he'll think getting his chef Trez rebuttal ready. But let me ask you this: when you talk about building a wide receiver core, you talk about skill sets, and you want each player to have a matching skill set. When you actually look at Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown on the court together, they actually can kind of be redundant. And so to me, that's why it may seem like Jason Tatum is being passive, or he's getting these slow starts, because sometimes it's like almost we kind of doing the same things. And so I'm actually in a situation with Cannon where I believe you have to make a decision. And I think this is an opportunity for you to build, or like actually decide, okay, we are going to build around Jason Tatum, because now it's like, okay, we can try and move it. Like, say, can we move on from Al Horford and get younger and more athletic? Can we move on and try and get ahead of it and move on from Marcus Smart and get someone who's that we can get in here and play this 3-and-D, but actually knows how to fall in the role? And can we actually get a sustained ball handler in here and allow all these pieces to work together by actually having skill sets to match, when instead of having these two players who kind of have the similar skill sets, but they kind of just like compete? And I'm not saying it's the same, but look at when you had CJ McCollum and Dame. It's like, okay, yes, these guys, like, they can get us to a certain point, but once we get to that certain point, it's just like we kind of plateau. And since we've plateaued, here we are. And so that's why I think it's time to try something different. After a while, like, bro, these dudes, like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are young players, but they're not young dudes in the league. They've attempted this, like they've made a finals, they made an Eastern Conference Finals. But to me, it's like, do you like does running it back make you does it make you better? Sorry.
It just ain't hitting.
It's not curling. The curls ain't curling.
This is why I give pushback towards this, because yes, the Celtics have been, perennial Eastern Conference Finals teams for a while, right? But the dynamic of their team was different. They had Isaiah Thomas, primarily ball handler, dominant scoring point guard. They moved on. They went to Kyrie, and they went to Kemba. They still had Jason Tatum. They still had Jaylen Brown, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they couldn't get over the hump. We kept trying to figure out, what are they missing? Yeah. Okay, last year was the first year when they actually had Marcus Smart as the actual point guard, and it freed up Jaylen Brown to actually score more, because when Tatum came in the league, he was just a prolific scorer for the jump. So you've seen the dynamic of, Jaylen Brown actually has more to offer now. Mm-hmm. So the fact that now is just the fact that they are the 1-2 or the 1A, 1B, you see them as a better team. The pieces around them actually fit better. You have a Marcus Smart playing this role. You have a Malcolm Brogdon playing this role. You have a Robert Williams, handling the paint, Horford, that savvy veteran. Like, I get it, but we only seen this dynamic of the Celtics for 2 seasons. We really only seen this part of, for 2 seasons. Now, I get it. I understand that on the flip side, I'm about to use the Suns as an example. I understand that they don't have depth. I understand that they're losing in the series. But Booker is getting all his shots. KD is getting all his shots. Their skill sets not redundant? They're
not, because they're
what's different?
So the reason why their skill sets are not redundant is because also you have lineups and rotations where Book actually, he will play the point. He will start the pick and roll. He can actually play off the ball too. So he's not a player that's like, okay, I'm going to play with the ball in my hands. And also, we've seen KD on the Golden State Warriors, whose skill set where it's like, I can just play off the ball and you can give me the ball in the rotation of it. Mm-hmm. We haven't necessarily seen Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown actually excel in different aspects. So with their actual skill set, yes, Jaylen Brown, sometimes he will play off the ball, but sometimes it seems like it's to the detriment of Jason Tatum. It doesn't seem like it's just like the flow of the offense can just be whoever doesn't have the ball plays with off the ball. Sometimes it can seem like, okay, it's either got to stop with me or it's going to stop with you, and we take turns. And so So that can be the issue right there. So that's what I'm saying, where it's just like their skill sets can be redundant. Yes, Booker can score. Yes, KD can score, but they both are able to play within a flow of an offense. And you can have Chris Paul handle the ball, and they play with the pick and roll, whatever the case may be, and either one, or you can have Book, either one.
Okay, stay right there.
But to your point, Hill, about the C's, I'm going back to the C's because you use your son's reference.
Yeah.
The two year thing about him, you kind of I like that point, right? Okay. So if we're gonna if I'm in the brass and you come in and you like it's only been 2 years, like we're gonna abandon ship now. I'm like, all right, if we're gonna keep these two, we gotta revamp everything else around us. Then we have to, if they're gonna be our core, we gotta definitely get younger than Al Horford. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get. I like Marcus Smart, but like AJ said, I need a younger guy and a guy who's gonna be better at the point, not just 3 and D. You know what I'm saying? I need a point, maybe like a Brunson. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't saying that they're gonna get Brunson and that you could just find a Brunson like that, but a style of play like that, someone who got full control of dribble penetration, plus can make dimes, but also can play defense on the perimeter. And if you can get depth, then I could see them, sticking with those two. It's just for me, regardless of the interchangeable pieces, we still have seen those two a lot, and their skill sets, to AJ's point, they are very similar. So it's like either way, I'm not opposed. If I'm the person that makes the move, I'm leaving it up to my staff to sell me. Like if y'all want to keep both of them, sell me. If y'all want one of them gone, sell me. And if y'all, whatever pitch y'all make, I'm willing to go with either way, because I think both playing either way, we're in a good position as long as we act now and make moves now and don't wait years to make moves.
When I use the Suns as an example, is because the bulk of the scoring is coming from who? KD and Booker, right?
Yeah. Right.
So I'm saying even if the Celtics were to, okay, it's your turn, okay, it's my turn, the bulk of the scoring is coming from these two players.
That's also by necessity, though.
They got to.
That's also by necessity.
They ain't got nobody.
They don't, because guess what? They don't want it to be that way. Trust me. They do not want it to be that way.
And what did I say before here? I said I understand that they don't have depth. I understand that they're not winning the series right now. So, but I'm only highlighting the fact that they can get the bulk of the scoring. I get it. Necessity, we really don't want to go out that way. I get that. But it's the fact that it's not necessarily. My pushback is they need a true point guard. How many true point guards? How many true point guards are in the league?
Bro,
you feel what I'm saying?
3 or 4. Bro.
Okay, boom. You just say, okay, now we go say, oh man, they just need a quality big. How many quality bigs are available?
But look, you can go, but to your point, matter of fact, I'll take that back. There are a lot of true point guards in the league. They just don't really start. You can go and get a Tyus Jones and make him your starting point guard, and it might work for y'all. You see what I'm saying?
I just said someone to handle the ball and like create an offense and some structure. I'm not saying
Jones would be a starting point guard for the Celtics, bro, and
absolutely, it would do the job. That would do exactly what you would want them to do. Like he would understand when to get the players the ball. Okay, that's the player. Is he an upgrade for Marcus Smart? He may not be an upgrade, but he may be a better fit.
He can defend like Marcus Smart, but he can bring the effort to try to.
Yeah. So
okay,
but when it comes to bigs, like how can they just go get an extra big?
You just can't go get an extra big.
You're gonna
have to draft one.
So when it comes to, it's the same thing when I ask Jarvis when it comes to the snubs. It's like, okay, you keep
who you gonna replace it with?
Yeah, it's like, okay, who are we going to replace it with? Is that necessarily
Is
it necessarily going to be better?
But there are also a few bigs who were elite in college, who have come to the league, who haven't been developed. You might have to take a risk on one of these guys. And I was talking to somebody else too, and they were talking about, and this is off topic. They were talking about like how, the JJ Redick talk about how he's about to may get a head coach look. And I said, I feel like JJ Redick has a basketball mind, and they counted me with like a Pat Ewing, and I said like, unfortunately, Pat Ewing got head coaching opportunity in college, and we've seen what that done. But what I would like to see from Pat Ewing is to come back and work with bigs in the league. That might allow you to get another opportunity. So it's like, bro, some of these bigs just need to be developed. When we look at the assistants, it'd be a lot of the assistants who are ex-players. It'd be a lot of guards, bro.
I'm just
like,
messing around. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm just messing around, just like while you talking. But for two teams who are kind of like going in separate directions, basically it would be like, I know it's kind of small right now, so y'all can't really see it, but it would be like, so if we looking at it, you go DeJounte Murray, John Collins, and Okongwu for Jaylen Brown and Al Horford, where you get adult in the room and Al Horford. You pair Jaylen Brown next to a Trey Young.
I like John Collins for Horford too, man.
And then you get DeJounte Murray, someone who can control the ball, but also play off the ball. And you get John Collins, who can score without the ball, but you give them a different presence.
That works for both teams.
Would that change the dynamic in the structure for both teams? And also the Falcons, like I said, the Falcons, goddamn. The Hawks, we know the Hawks have been shopping John Collins. We know people have been falling in and out with Trey Young, but I don't know if they're going to get rid of him. But you put Jaylen Brown next to him who could score and do all those things. To me, it's like, I'm not saying this is, but I'm saying like there's options out there where I feel like teams can get better. Like John Collins isn't a true big, but to me, he gives you a younger version of like what Al Horford has been giving you.
He played big enough.
Save this hypothetical so we can put this in the group, please.
Okay.
For this particular hypothetical trade, this works for both teams.
It does. That's a good trade.
This is one of those fair trades that works for both teams. It gives Jaylen Brown that.
If I'm the Hawks, and you call me with that, I'm like, bro, we gotta pull this trigger, man.
I think he fits well with Trey. I think
Jaylen Brown and Trey. We gotta make that happen. If I'm the Hawks.
I don't know about
and we get Horford. We can get a year or two out of Horford, and we can bring in we could draft a John Collins. You know what I'm saying?
You put a John Collins, he's freed up with a Tatum. Like I said, DeJounte Murray can go back to playing his role, take the more facilitating role. Like I said, he can.
Tatum can be a true wing like Kobe was, since that's what you want to be. Because Kobe always had a true ball handler. You feel what I'm saying? Like a Fisher or somebody like that.
Yeah. I like that. That's I asked the question, I got an answer. So if, like I said, if you feel that you could go upgrade or get other players, you know what I'm saying? That's what that's what you asked for, and that's what you get. Yeah, I'm glad they're coming out. For the Sixers, since we definitely spent a lot of time with the Celtics, the Sixers just got to stay the course. I believe the confidence that they already exuded, and I think the weight of Embiid getting MVP is off his shoulders now. Like, I think it's like, it's a relief. Like, let's go, let's go show the world, let's prove the world, that they was right.
Fuck the free world.
I think they have the confidence. Like I said, like I've been saying all year, if they don't win it this year, then if the Sixers don't win it, how they constructed it now, if they don't win it this year, like, when are they actually going to win it? Like, what hypothetical trade can you make, AJ, that can make them better? You feel what I'm saying? Like,
AJ got one now.
What you go get? You go get Dame. You can go get Dame, right?
They got some pieces. Oh my gosh, boy! If they brought in Dame,
okay,
they the favorites to win.
Keep going. I'm gonna see what I can come up with.
Chip or bust if they bring in Dame. But honestly,
they was chip or bust now. So
it's chip or bust
honestly, now. Man, they have a good veteran star presence, but they also got young. I like Harris and Massey. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they've staggered their level of goodness. So it's like, if they don't win it this year, it's not necessarily over for them, bro.
I just don't they
gotta go back to the drawing board though.
Yeah, and then
we said about season and tweak some things.
It would be the same question. And like I said, other than getting somebody like a Dame, but how would that dynamic work? Because we've seen Embiid get passive when he has a start. Because when Harden first got to Philly, Embiid took a step back, and it took for Harden to realize, saying, "Hey, hold on, bro, you the dog."
You the dog, motherfucker.
But that's the point
I'm
guard's
gonna
job.
take the step. I'm gonna make the adjustment to you.
That's the point guard's job, bro. And that's why I applaud Harden for
that's the
doing
point
that.
guard. That is the point guard's job to understand that. But we seen MB do it. And what Dave ain't about to do is like, if you about to be passive, hey, I'm pulling up from half. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not saying that it won't work and they can't figure it out because their personality definitely can click. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that
it definitely worked though.
We've seen
Name drop down.
We've seen Embiid take a step back.
Passive, cool. It can still work.
Just saying. But I believe that eventually, if they don't win this game, I think they're going to eventually win Game 7. And
who's going to win Game 7? Philly?
The Sixers. I got the Sixers. I got the Sixers in the series. I believe the Sixers are going to the finals.
Because I feel like I had Boston. I can't remember our preseason, but I feel like I was more high on Boston than Philly. But I just feel like the grit of the regular season and the fact that everything in Boston relies so much heavily on Tatum and Brown, and like to AJ's point, they're like the same thing. So it's like, man, it's like I see versatility when I see Philly, but it's like I'll be disappointed if they don't win because like they definitely blowing the opportunity if they don't take it this year.
All right, well, let's move on. We got the Knicks and the Heat. Knicks avoided elimination, and they fought hard, and they look like the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? The Knicks the positive Knicks. You know, they went out there. They like, look, we're not going out like this. Like I say, we're avoiding elimination. We're gonna keep giving ourselves a chance. I think eventually the Heat is going to win. I think the Heat just have championship culture. They just understand. They understand how to actually win. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they're going to actually close them out next game, but I do believe in the Game 7. I'm going to go with Jimmy Butler over anybody on the Knicks. You know what I'm saying?
And before even that, bro, Spo is out coaching Tibbs, bro.
Oh, by easily.
But how many years in a row have we said, hey, bro, Spo don't get the credit he deserves as being one of them guys as far as coaching?
But Tibbs gets credit for being a great coach. And I'm just saying, like, you're getting out coached. Like, when the last time Tibbs been Tibbs? Like, bro, is Derrick Rose injured?
Nah, he just out of rotation.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, when you mean to tell me what Vincent and Martin cooking up the way that they're cooking, that Derrick Rose can't get any minutes, bro.
Especially when
you also had Cam Reddish on the bench all year and never did nothing with him. Then we seen what happened when he got out of there. It's almost like Tibbs is letting his personal feelings get in the way of putting the best product out on the floor. And I feel like that's a detriment to New York fans, bro. Like, bro, put the best player out on. We know that Derrick Rose is a two-way guard, bro. Always have been. If one thing he gonna give us is effort. I feel like Vincent and Martin will be getting a lot less off if Derrick Rose at least got some damn minutes. Like, come on, I'm watching the game. I'm like, bro, what is this, bro? Obi Toppin getting hella minutes, making turnovers, purposely trying to trick the game up. I'm like, and Rose can't get 10 minutes?
Especially with Quickly when he got injured. It was like, okay, it's like
make it make sense, bro.
But his whole game plan was I'm gonna play them the whole game instead of just giving.
Then when you look at Spo, he getting minutes out of anybody, bro. You know what I'm saying?
He resurrected Duncan Robinson.
Resurrected him, bro. Come on now.
Nah, you just in time.
Like
you just in time, Chris. You just in
time. He was ready.
Up, yeah.
Hold on, wait. Just before we go, and I know draft picks would be involved, but
yeah,
we got Zeller out there getting points and stuff like, bro, it's ridiculous, man.
This would be with some draft picks involved. But what y'all think? Dame for you throw because the contracts will match Tobias Harris, and then you get a young Maxey, and then throw in a couple. I mean,
they would have to put Maxey in there, but if I'm Philly, I'm fighting to keep Maxey, man, because Maxey and Dame in that backcourt could be a problem. Plus with the front court, you feel me?
Still got Harden though.
Yeah,
no, you don't.
Oh shit! All right.
Harden is a free agent this offseason.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't think they bringing him back?
Not if you bring in Dame.
If you go get Dame, you
don't need Harden. And so I would try to
let me see. Hold on.
Is it possible? Is it possible without Maxey?
I mean,
you probably add way more. This is what I'm saying, Candy.
it's possible without Maxey because the contracts work. But will the Blazers say yes without
got to
getting
be
him in return?
involved? To your first point.
Draft picks will got to be involved. But even
maybe
still,
a 3-team trade.
That's what I was trying to get to, Candy.
Come
I
on
said the
now.
third team.
And Harden to LA. Come on now.
Oh, if we gonna talk about a third team, hold on, I got some shit. we gonna talk. We gonna talk offline. We gonna talk offline.
But the thing about it, I believe that if that's the move that you were going to try to make, the third team would have to be involved with Harden going somewhere because you're going to need more draft picks.
Yeah.
The first off, the Blazers giving up Dame, they're gonna need an overhaul of draft picks. I don't really think the players.
That's my point. Where
that's true.
That's why I said draft picks will be involved. But hold on, let me see. I'm never mind. Keep going. I'm not gonna put this one up. But
hello, which one we got? Where we got Dame ain't going nowhere, and then we got Maxey ain't going nowhere. Somebody going somewhere.
Somebody going somewhere.
Dame coming. Somebody going somewhere, man.
We packing somebody up. You know what I'm saying? But I think while you cooking up, Julius Randle is the fraudulent talk that our guy Chris Brooks wants to talk about. He's definitely been frustrated with Randle this entire playoffs.
But this is my thing. You can't call him a fraudulent. This is who he's always been. Julius Randle is giving us exactly who he's always been. He's been a streaky player. He's been a forceful player. He's not the high IQ of a player. He depends on his athleticism, his strength. So it's like, and that's what he's doing. And guess what? If you ever watched the episode of LLC, then you know that when it comes to playoffs, like you go into super scouting mode. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like we can scout him. You know what I'm saying? We can work on that. So it's like we can take Julius Randle away, especially the fact that he's coming off injury. So it's like I'm not gonna call him a fraud. Julius Randle is giving us everything that Julius Randle gives us. I truly think the reason that the Knicks aren't getting over the hump is because of Eric. Not Eric. Well, of course it is because of Eric Spoelstra, but it's due to the fault of Tibbs, bro. Like you have more players, and even with Randle coming off injury, you could have eased him back in instead of just 38, 40 plus minutes the first night. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like you could have eased him in. That's a perfect time to use some of these bench. The Knicks have talent on the bench that they just don't use. So I don't get it. So it's like you can call Julius a fraud, and what do you want from him? You want Julius to go and outperform a playoff Jimmy Butler. He's more talented. What are you expecting? You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I mean, he is in third team All NBA. So.
Who? Julius
Randle.
I mean, he's playing like a third team All NBA player. You know what I'm saying? Fox is also a third team All NBA, and where is he? So it's like, what more do you want? And where is Jimmy at?
I mean, Jimmy's second team. You know, we're
I was like, that's my point, bro. You're expecting him to be better than someone who's clearly slotted ahead of him, and you're calling him a fraudulent because he can't be better than Jimmy. I don't think that's fair.
But two things can be true, because he could play better. He had some games that he just been playing.
Definitely can play better, but playing better and being a fraud is two different things, bro.
That's why I said two things could be true.
And remember what I said, my whole preference is coaching. You don't think he could play better with better coaching?
Absolutely.
If Rose was handling that right, of Julius bringing it down, allowing him to establish position and get the ball where he needs it best, make it make sense, man.
I mean, you know,
yeah, well,
you know, Chris mad at him, you know, and parlay tell you, parlays affect your mind, bro.
It's the parlays. Okay, when it comes to parlays,
you know,
he completely done it.
Godspeed, bro.
He completely done with it.
As he should be.
He keep messing up the money. All right, let's go to the West Coast.
And Boston got a 7-point lead, man.
Yeah, the game going back and forth. Wrap this up. Let's go with us. Ken, let's go with our game first.
Why do you always want to finish with us?
Because we start with you, right?
All right. Nah, it's always finishing with us because now I gotta be the the last portion, and I'll be like, God damn,
All
that's the
right,
last shit I remember.
y'all play tonight.
Let's go with the Suns.
Y'all play tonight too. Okay, so facing an elimination game. DeAndre Ayton is not playing, rib contusion. I just don't know what to say. Like, it's like, what are y'all gonna do? Like last episode, I gave y'all the Michael Irvin, Stephen A. Smith speech of where your pride at, get it together. You know, I did the best hill I could do. You know what I'm saying? And y'all got
we got it. We got a game. We got 2 games from that.
And like I said, I did the best
they
I
got
could
better
do.
bench. They did get better bench play.
And
Monty made some adjustment after I cussed his ass out.
But remember what I said about
everybody scared to talk to Monty.
Remember what I said about why the bubble championship is actually like a lot more difficult instead of how like people try to discredit it. And the reason why is no fans, because role players just got to actually play basketball, and so they were elevated. That's why we saw Bubble TJ Warren and how he became a thing. And that's the part where it's just like, we know that we don't have a bench, but when we played at home, you saw, hey, look, Landry
got a little bit more than y'all was playing the first 2 games. I'll tell you that.
But that's the point. When we got at home, the bench was like, oh shit, Landry Shamet actually can hit threes.
But when I personally tell you what Monty can do better, you just always go to curse me out.
I didn't go to curse you out. I talked about the overall finishing product and what was going to happen. Yeah, I didn't think we was going to win that game. This shit was I knew this shit was going to look like this.
But that's why I took the approach that I took last week, Cannon. I said I understand that at 8, you're going to go at 8, and Aiden is the easy target, and everything that you were saying about Aiden was correct. Okay, I get it. That was your opinion. I'm like, but the not playing the bench at all, not getting nothing from the bench.
That's on you.
Like, that's Monty, bro.
Here's my thing, though. The reason why I was saying that is because, yes, not playing certain players on the bench, that is on Monty. But also, it's not like some of those players haven't gotten time to play, but when they have played, it's just like, okay, in this moment, you haven't showed up. In this moment, you have shown up. So it's hard to be like, okay, let me play you at home, but let me play you on the road and stuff like that. When it's just like, we've only had this core group together where we've actually been playing y'all these certain amount of minutes for what? It was 18 games prior to this. You get what I'm saying? So I understand that, but it's just kind of it's the hand that was dealt. And so when he's been trying to push these buttons, yes, sometimes like, hey, he's pushed certain buttons and it worked. And a lot of times it was at home. But most of the time, the buttons that he pushes, like, damn, that didn't work. Let me try this. Let me try this. Let me try this. I can't say he's trying shit. He just ain't trying it at the right time.
Okay, let me tell you, man, if I can get AJ to ride for Zach Taylor like he ride for Monty, man.
They scared to say something to Monty. They scared.
I'm not scared to say nothing to Monty because the reason why I'm here. Okay, the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is because if we make changes and get more depth in here, and Monty's still not doing these things, cool. Monty, we got a problem. Why you not playing this person, and we've seen this person? We haven't seen none of these dudes do this. We haven't seen nobody do this. And so he's trying just the same shit that you got to do. Like, hey, fuck it. All right, Torrey Craig, you did good last series, but now you didn't, like game 1, you didn't do nothing. We only got 7 of these motherfuckers. The reason why I say about Zach Taylor is, go ahead, Hill.
I got a question. And I didn't want to forget my question, but you are a good spades player, right?
100%.
All right. When you play spades and you get one of the nastiest hands, right? Like you just get a nasty hand. What do? You
toss that bitch in, unless you got a face card or a spade.
That's what you do.
Look, when I get a nasty,
if you don't have a face card or a spade, you toss that bitch in.
But sometimes the nasty hand means you have that stuff, so you can't toss it in.
So if I have like a 3 of spades and that's the only spade that I got, I'm gonna play and I'm gonna see what walk, and that's how Landry Shamet scores 19 points in the 4th. That's how Jock Landale come in and he give you the same shit that DeAndre Ayton is giving you, and you bench DeAndre Ayton in the fourth. So that's why I'm not over here to say, oh, Monty, fuck you. You suck, Monty. Let's fire Monty. No, I'm saying, hey, the motherfuckers that's on the court is just doing this shit.
Cannon, you see how I got him?
But what about the credit for Zach Taylor? That's what we're saying.
No, it's completely different because Zach Taylor's calling the plays, and the plays is ass.
Monty ain't calling no plays,
because look, like Monty is calling the plays, but Monty don't have Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow.
Bro, he has Kevin Durant.
He got Kevin Durant and Devin Booker.
Yeah,
that's it.
You know who I am.
I just named like 6 people.
But
it's different.
The way you first answered the question, I would just throw it in, was exactly what Monty did games 1 and 2. You're like, oh, my bench trash. It is what it is. It is what it is. But when you really answered the question, really got into depth, you say, I'm going to figure this hand out, and I'm going to do the best that I can do.
It's called making adjustments. He made the adjustment.
That's why I asked, brother.
These boys getting cooked, Ross.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
I'm getting cooked. I don't know. Ross might have broke his hand by now, and he came tight.
Yeah. So, but I mean, the way that the script has been going, according to Miss King, seems like we're gonna get some more additional games.
I hope not, man.
Game 7.
Hey, look, for LA's sake, if it's the script that she's talking about, they're using the 2016 script, then they're gonna win. So LA,
I don't know which script. I think the correlation that she made was that it's a right. I think I'm quote her right.
It's definitely writers in this joint.
It's a writer's strike, so they're using old scripts. That was the correlation that she made. It's a writer's strike.
2016. I remember that on one of them posts, man.
Okay.
And so, hey, man. But she said it's reversed this time. So 2016, but in reverse. So now they got to come back from 3-1. So it's like, hey, man. I just know LA. You should have got it. You should have got it last night. That's on me. I fell asleep.
Absolutely.
God damn these 10 o'clock games, man.
Bruh, and they be starting at like 10:30. Like, you know what I'm saying?
10:30, bro. So I fell asleep. I had a rough day yesterday.
Yes.
Forgive me. I fell asleep. That loss is on me. LA, you have to close out in LA, bro, because listen, I remember when we was at my house, Hill, and I said, like, I'm afraid. I'm more afraid of the Splash Brothers than anything in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And you was like, when the last time they've been the Splash Brothers? That was your question. And I was like, the other night, you know what I'm saying? And granted, they ain't really been the Splash Brothers in this series. But God damn it, if they get to this game 7, you don't think they will? They probability says they might beat them.
Oh, for sure. We got to win. We got to win Friday.
I'm not
about because I'm going to be scared to death. Game 7.
Okay, and I ain't got time for that, bro.
Yeah, but Friday we definitely got to handle business. But this is my thing. When the game last night, bro, did you see Draymond?
Bro, I fell asleep, so I've only seen replays.
You seen Draymond in the first
part when I was he was cooked, bro.
Like, come on, bro. Like Draymond had like 18 in the first half, bro. Draymond ain't doing that ever again in life.
Yeah, ever, bro. And if he do, it's shame on us, bro.
But that's my point. It's kind of like one of those things. Like he said on this podcast, if Lonnie Walker beats you, and that's how we made it, we drew it out for somebody else to beat.
Actually nice though.
No, but it's the fact that Lonnie Walker is the one that beat you. It's not Bron and AD. That's the point. That's what they always want you to do. They always want somebody else to beat you.
But it's like we talked about Tibbs in his rotation, and we're gonna get right back to your point. I was wondering prior to Lonnie being in, like, why did he fall so far out of rotation when he did a lot for us early this season, bro? That bothered me some.
He fell out of the rotation because of the skill set that Malik Beasley was supposed to have. He's supposed to bring us shoot.
But Beasley has been struggling, so that's automatic reinsert Lonnie, bro. Like, damn, how much leeway has Beasley had?
So why y'all not giving Ham no smoke? I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Don't let the schedule fool you. Like I say, LLC been let their ass know. Like you said.
But Ham also been listening. He's made adjustments, almost like Monty did, like when Hill called him out last week. Ham been making adjustments, so it's like, and I have to like to think that he's gonna make adjustments based off what happened last time. I also have to think that Anthony Davis, he don't have back-to-back bad games, and not saying that he even had a bad game, but the fact that we were letting Draymond score and just not being assertive as we could be, to me, was a bad game. So it's like, I feel like Anthony Davis, he always gives us a dominant game when he owes us one, and we're due. Bron owes us one. D'Lo owes us one. So it's like, and like you said, bro, Rui been steady, bro. Just put Rui in, get him 22 minutes, 23 minutes, 25. You know what I'm saying? Because he's decent when he's in.
I think we have to figure out. This is a new dynamic that we've seen from the Warriors, and it's more so the facilitating role of Steph.
Ross, you good, bro?
We can check on him a little bit. Like we could do a wellness check.
You sound like my job, bro. That's the type of shit that jobs say nowadays.
Yeah, we gotta start getting emergency contact from motherfuckers. so we can.
But back to I think the fact that, like, say, seeing Steph in this role, this facilitating role, like dominantly, like the passes that he's doing, it's like it's a reminder. It's a reminder that was one of his best skill sets coming out of college. Like, bro, the fact that everybody is still moving. Like, I was watching the game with Fourth Man Curtis Saturday game. I said, yo, y'all run the less ISO I've seen out of like everybody. Like, y'all run a play damn near every possession. Like, it's a play. It may be the same play, but it's a play.
That shit working, goddamn.
Somebody moving. And I remember one time, like, say, Gary Payton, we know he can't shoot, but damn it, he always gonna run.
Yeah.
We know he athletic, so he gonna catch the ball and what he gonna do? Finish. Okay. You know, he said, we know we could do.
I can't remember who said it, but they said Steph Curry is like the most in shape athlete in the NBA because he runs so fucking much, and that's an underrated part of his game because like the amount of like things he does to actually get his shot sometimes.
Let me tell y'all something, man, and I know y'all hate my Madden references and 2K references, bro. But there was a period where I never lost in 2K, bro. From 2000, and that period was from 2009 to 2015 until the league respected Steph Curry in 2015. Prior to that, I used to always be able to trade whoever I wanted for Steph. Get them on my team. And the thing about 2K, like when you play your franchise, it's adaptive. So it's like whatever they come in with their base stats, but based off how you play, their stats will grow. And I always played Steph I always traded for him, made him my point guard, but made him a facilitator. But whenever my team was down, I would rely on his 3-point shooting, just like Golden State were doing. It's almost a foolproof plan, bro. So it's like I've known that Steph can play like this since 2009. It's just the league is in because he don't really have no weaknesses. Steph can dribble.
That's me with Gerald
He can
Green.
go left. He can go right, like Kobe said. He can finish left. He can finish right. And he can shoot when he walks in the gym. So there's nothing defense. Whatever you do defensively, he's in position to score still.
So I think I got a solution. Because I know we was up 3-1, and I get it. You know, we was up 3-1, and Curry was making hell of adjustments. I mean, he was making adjustments every game, and Ham was answering the bell. Like I said, he was making adjustments, and he was settling it. He was keeping it steady, right? I think they have to make Steph beat them. See, what you can't do is have Steph still cooking and getting everybody else involved.
That's facts.
So you got to pick. Now you got to pick one. And the one that I'm going to pick, and I know it's going to sound, and I know it's going to sound crazy as hell because Steph can drop 50.
I don't think that they can pick it now, though.
What you mean?
Because Steph done seen that I can facilitate and
but
make things happen.
But he's been allowed to facilitate. Like
Yeah.
I text you, I'm like, trap.
Yeah, but if you trap, if you trap Steph early, right, and it like let's say it's first quarter or second quarter, bro, he's just gonna pass out of that, bro, and that's gonna lead to them other people getting buckets anyway. So it's like trapping gotta come late when you're trapping a Steph Curry. Because it gotta be like we haven't done this all game. Now he might make a mistake when we trap him. If we trap him early, he's gonna start picking the trap apart, bro. And then his teammate is going to start knowing, like, bro, they're trapping you. I'm going to be ready, and they're going to be behind. If Wiggins catch that ball off a trap and his man is not on him, bro, Wiggins can get to the rack ASAP. If you're closing out hard, he can shoot. If you go past him, he can drive. So it's like.
But this is the only thing I'm saying, right? Because the person that they're bringing in to set the screen is the person that AD's checking. So they're trying to pull him out of the paint, right? So you make sure AD is checking.
AD gotta let him scream.
AD got to
scream.
AD got to check. Who got to check Draymond?
Stay in the paint no matter what. Stay in the paint no matter what. Your job should not be to check Steph. It should be defend or whoever come off his pick and roll. Let them have open shots because those people that come off the pick and roll with Steph, they don't want to just shoot a mid-range shot in that paint. They want to get to the basket. So guard the basket, stay back on the block, like I've been saying. Guard that basket off that pick and roll. Don't get sucked up into or high in the arc. That's where you've been getting got. Stay back, guard the rim. Let them take the mid-range too. They hate the mid-range too in Golden State, bro. It's their worst shot. You know what I'm saying? They don't shoot it well like LA. LA, we shoot the mid-range too well. Austin Reeves can hit the mid-range too. Rui can hit it. D'Lo can hit it. AD can hit it. Bron can hit it. Steph don't really hit the mid-range too that well. That's not one of his strong suits. He either finishes up close or hits the three. And the rest of them, Clay, Draymond, they don't do well with the mid-range too. So let's give them that mid-range too. Just let them have the screen and go fall back. And it's almost would be like, remember what Boston did to Bron, where they went under every screen and dared him to shoot it?
Damn.
And Bron just didn't know what to do because it's just like, dang, even though Bron is a decent shot, he could have took a shot. It threw his rhythm off like, dang, y'all disrespecting me like this. But now it put the pressure on, I got to make it every time. And then he stopped making it. So it's like, all right, if you're going to let Curry facilitate and he's going to dump it off to the other person, got to now make these shots. I'd rather live with that than to have to, if we force Curry into it, he might drop a 50 burger on us. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, my thing is, though, like I say, we've seen it time and time again, though. It's like, okay, we've seen somebody go off and, get their numbers, but nobody else was involved. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, what we can't have is Curry having 27. What we can't have is Wiggins having 20. What we can't have is Draymond having 18.
Everybody had 20.
What we can't have is Clay. You know what I'm saying? It's like what we can't have is Poole having.
But he had a masterful game. But also, like you said, to your point, what you haven't said here is, bro, we almost showed up checked out, bro. And to Rakia's point, it's almost like it was a script, bro. Because Draymond had 18 points in the first half, to your point.
But you did. He was running fast, like he was holding turbo the entire game. Like it was.
I'd rather try to see if Draymond's gonna have 18 than if Curry's gonna have 50. What we gotta do is just close out on the other people, bro.
So now we on the different. Now we taking Curry out the game.
I'm taking Curry out the game.
Then that's fine.
But I'm also using what I'm waiting for strategic points in the game. What you said, the trap. I'm waiting. The last 4 minutes of the second half, I'm trapping him. The last 4 minutes of the third, I'm trapping him. And the last 4 minutes of the fourth, I'm trapping him. Not in the first, though, because I want them to be relaxed and think that trap ain't going to happen.
All right. I believe that. Shout
out to AJ for just letting us have that too, man.
Yeah, no, I'm not stepping on y'all toes, bro.
People don't respect that in a podcast, and that shit takes skill right there, man.
Like I ain't stepping on nobody's toes, man. This where y'all shine, bro.
No, we ain't had an LLC in a while, so
Yeah, get that off.
I believe that we definitely believe. I think we played hard last game.
We
It's like
did play hard.
we didn't pack it up. We didn't pack it in. We
It
tried.
was my fault. I'm trying to tell you, bro. If I would have been awake to coach how I coach, we would have won that game.
Yeah, absolutely. You took your ass to sleep. I'm up just frustrated talking to myself.
Left you to your own vices. Had you
Yeah,
just in the room just cussing shit. I like,
Oh man.
you know, everybody sleep too. You know.
yeah, didn't know how to act.
All right, man. Let's get up out of here with this one, AJ. Talk about your boy.
This is not my boy. So Matareza, is looking like he may have been falsely accused by the woman in her rape case for an incident where Matareza may not have even been present. And it's a very unfortunate situation because he was a punter, you know, highly touted. He was drafted. You know, they actually called him the punt god in college. It was his nickname, all of that. Once those allegations came up to the forefront, he was released from the Bills. These were things that were, you know, circulating pre-draft and, you know, could be found prior to the draft process. But once they became common knowledge and kind of the details dropped to the world, he was released. And I believe it was Dane who mentioned Dane Johnson in the group.
Fourth man Dane.
Fourth man Dane. He mentioned how it's just like it was sad that this happened and all of this sob story and how his career was ruined. But this isn't the first time that we've heard about this, and or we've had something similar happen. And it's unfortunate, 100%. I wholeheartedly believe this woman should be held accountable for false accusations, just as he was held accountable when the accusations were made against him.
Yeah.
But I believe Hill, and I'm most certain that Cannon, you're probably going to agree with this too. He's not about to get no super sob story out of me, and this is not about to be something that I'm going to try and do my best to hold in the public eye, because we've had situations of this happen before, and they've just allowed it to fall to the wayside.
And your reputation is the reason why you were involved in that. So it's like, do better. And like to AJ's point, we said that it is messed up. It is messed up, and we want the woman to be held accountable, but do better. Don't associate with these type of people that's going to have you in these situations. Make sure that your behavior when you deal with people is not going to have you in these situations. So it's like, it is unfortunate, and he lost his job, but it's like AJ said, I'm not going to have no sob story. Plenty times people who look like me have lost their jobs for being falsely accused, and nobody ever goes back to rectify
it's not
anything
similar
about
to Jonathan Major's case. I'm sorry.
You mean like these two gentlemen?
Yes, that is
my point.
So this story is actually kind of a lot closer, because this is something that I followed for some time, because Amir Reep, he actually went to my high school, so I was very familiar with this. He went to Colerain High School. And then also, so I also don't want to miss out on Jason Went as well. But they were falsely accused, and they were on the up, and coming as well. They didn't have the name that Matt Ariza had, because he wasn't they didn't get to be draft prospects yet. And so this basically took their entire opportunity to put their money years in front of them to have that. And so this has been something that we have not had a whole bunch of rhetoric on. This is something that we haven't had the sob story on, and people took these guys' prime away, took the blah 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 blah. And even to take it back further, yes, he has a movie coming out or whatever that they say is going to happen. But how many of you actually know who Brian Banks is?
I do.
Yeah, I
So
think I did. Yeah, I knew the story, but I'm not.
Linebacker accused for rape.
yeah, so Brian Banks was a USC commit. He was like highly touted, getting ready to come
And
out,
and years later, ruined this man's career.
So Brian Banks served jail time.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Prison.
So Brian Banks served he served jail time for for a sexual assault that he did not commit. He had to register as a sex offender. He was facing 41 years, but he accepted a plea deal. That's also how fucked up this criminal justice system is, where an innocent man has to accept the plea deal because he doesn't know that, hey, I could be facing up to 41 years for something.
Have you seen the story on that? There was a little documentary on that.
Right. So, but
it's ridiculous, bro.
So he was accused of dragging a woman into a stairwell and raping her.
Yeah.
He was expelled from high school.
Yeah.
Like, he was a USC commit, all of that. He was facing 41 years, and he had to accept a plea deal that would give him 5 years of prison time and 5 years of probation and have to register as a sex offender.
That's the worst part to me.
While he was in jail, his accuser sent him a Facebook message saying, "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. You never did anything to me, this, and that." And it's like, I don't even know this woman's name.
We should, though, right? We should remember
That's
her
my
name.
point. But that's my point. Like, to me,
especially when she recanted, bro. I remember the story when Banks' story broke. It was all over headlines. When she recanted, bro, I had to search for that news.
You feel what I'm saying?
I had to search for that news, bro. And so it goes back to my point where I say I'm not for how you say his name? I want to say Ariza. Is it Ariza?
Matt Ariza.
Ariza. Like, not gonna have sympathy for you because one, your previous behavior. Two, too often people who look like me, who are completely innocent, don't ever get,
and you know what,
or the time or light of day. So it's like, and no one ever feels sorry for them. So it's like, bro.
And I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna say I don't feel bad for her. I'm gonna rephrase mine. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna put effort to put.
I feel bad that she lied and she admitted to
right.
that.
I feel bad for him and how it changed. But what I'm also not gonna say is I'm not gonna just do everything in my power to keep him in the news cycle and do those things to keep him relevant and try and get him back
because of what happened for us.
Because that's what I'm saying. So we've seen this happen, and all of these like these names get tossed under the rug. I'm not gonna do that. So whatever happens for you, and if you're able to get your retribution and get back in the league, bravo, congratulations, and I'm glad you were able to do that. But what I'm also gonna say is there's plenty of players who didn't get their restitution, and they were innocent as well. And y'all know me, I'm 100% on, hey, 99% of the time, these women aren't lying. So it's just like, let's believe and understand that
we have
the reason why they're doing that. But
accusers, whether it's women or men, because there are men accusers too.
Right. And so I'm not saying that this one incident allows people to come out and discredit anything that another woman is going to say. And this should not be used when any woman makes an accusation, because a lot of times these women make an accusation. But what I'm also going to say is another thing that we've learned from Trump's case as well, because people are talking about, men have to be, so vigilant and have to do these things when, they're talking to women to protect themselves from these false allegations. And yes, actually, you should do that, because guess what? A lot of men need to learn how to handle themselves around women, because a lot of stuff that men do around women, they just think it's just flirting, but actually a lot of times it makes women feel uncomfortable and
it's harassment.
and it puts them in an uncomfortable situation. So actually, yes, you should think 10 times over if it's something that you should say to a woman, if that is something that is going to make her uncomfortable and it's not going to put you in this situation. And so, yes, you have women who will make false accusations, but 9 times out of 10, a lot of you dudes are out here doing stuff that are making women uncomfortable. So, yes, you should be super vigilant in how you act around them and respect them. So,
y'all got AJ dropping gems like that
with the high octave. With the high octave. Before we go, I do want to. I do have a question.
He went up an octave.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to make light on that situation because what you said was definitely 100% true. Right. But I do want to get this part clear. Okay, he wasn't there to rape her, but was she still raped?
I don't know, bro. That never remains to be seen.
But that's also a sad portion about this because everybody is doing so much to clear his name when we're also like, hey, do we even know
about her?
But like, because it was other people involved in the. Okay, he wasn't there, but does that mean the other two they still didn't do what they did? Like, I'm not.
Hold on. Let AJ get on the Googles. Y'all finish. I'm not
trying to cape for the situation, but I'm just saying it doesn't make it seem okay. He was exonerated. That don't mean that, like you say, something still didn't go on. Like you say, this story couldn't be so much fabricated of something. Okay, he wasn't there, but what about the other two? Were they there? You feel what I'm saying? Did something still happen? So if something still did happen, she's still a victim.
Yeah.
Okay, he didn't do it. Okay, I'm kidding. Go back to job. Go to training camp. Get back to kicking. You're a punter. Whoop de do. You know what I'm saying?
Do.
But her now, if she's just out here, if she's just out here just lying on everybody, then okay.
And then to AJ's first point,
shit,
he needs to be held accountable.
So here's the thing. So I just got to a point where we're talking about Matt Araiza, and so here we go. I'm just gonna read. I'm gonna read this. Here we go. Araiza was one of 3 men named in the graphic lawsuit, along with former San Diego State teammates Xavier Leonard and Nolan Awoliko. Leonard and Awoliko avoided charges as well, while 3 men were named in the suit. The girl believes she may have been raped by as many as 20 men.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So it's like that's where the story ends, and I'm having a hard time trying to I don't know if this is because I believe at the time they said that this was a high school student who attended a college party. So I'm not sure if this woman is actually of age yet because this happened in 2022, I believe. So it's a possibility that she is still having her name withheld from a lot of these things because it's fairly new. So I'm not sure.
As it should be.
Yeah. So once we get the full details, we can definitely
to Rakia's point, even in the court of public opinion, the accused never gets vindicated, even after the truth comes out. But in the reverse of that aspect, sometimes the victim never does too. Even when the accused did do it, and if people still act like, oh, you shouldn't have waited so long, and they still blame the victim for grieving however they grieved or dealing with it however they dealt with it. So it's
we gotta do better as a whole,
all the way around.
Because this will be the last thing I say. The reason why I 100% agree with Rakia in the court of public opinion, the accused never get vindicated even after the truth come out. Also, in the court of public opinion, especially with these athletes, once they get back into their regular life, we forget about the victims too. Look at Deshaun Watson case. Everybody's talking about can the Browns actually compete in the AFC North? Can they make noise? Can he get back to form, or is he actually washed? No one's actually talking about the cases that are still, going with him.
Damn well, I ain't forgot about the victims in Deshaun Watson case.
Neither have I, but I'm just saying in general from the mass media,
what do I say?
He's a deviant.
I ain't forgetting about them victims, bro, because that was too many, bro. And I find that I don't want to get into another topic, but I just find it hard to believe that there will be that much fake news. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, if there's that much fake news, I put myself in a position for that much fake news to be made about me, which means that I done some stuff that I shouldn't have been doing. So it's like, no sympathy for him neither.
Bro, one victim is too many.
But also when you
Say it
have
again, bro.
26,
One victim is
26,
too many.
that goes back to my point of a lot of you dudes don't know how to actually interact with women to not make them feel
And say this, bro. Some women don't know how to interact with men because, bro, men can be victims too, bro.
Absolutely.
100%. But you know, like, there's no point in me getting into that.
But I
I'm
had to
saying
just keep saying that because society don't believe that, bro. And I work with young people, and with young people, it's more prevalent for boys to be victims, but still, society treats them like it's because they're a boy, it's okay. No, it's not.
Yeah, definitely not. We gotta do better as a whole.
We gotta do better, bro.
Glad to see y'all fellas, man. You know, back in, you know, everybody's backing together in the fold, in the mix. This is episode 197. Y'all know y'all catch us on all major podcast platforms, 3Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3Man Weave _. You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. I'm Hill, that's Cannon, that's AJ, y'all the fours, and we out.
yes, sir.